And yet, Esther is almost alone in supporting the ICC. Her friends are scared the arrest warrants will jeopardize the peace process. They believe that offering complete forgiveness to all their persecutors is the only way to lure the rebels from their camps and end the war.
There is no way they can compensate for all the killing. But we want them out of the bush living normally. Because what's the use of the law if the killings can't be stopped? We shouldn't have to continue this suffering. We want them out. We don't care about anything else.
And after 20 years of war, Eterina's view is echoed by most people across northern Uganda, because the majority of rebels were originally abducted, sons and daughters of those left behind. Instead, the people of North Uganda say they have their own way of resolving the conflict. These two men are former rebels. Abducted by the LRA and forced to fight, they both murdered civilians. The elders are calling on Ojokalo, the fearful one, to appease the spirits of the dead. Here, there's a deeply ingrained belief that forgiveness and reconciliation are the best way forward from conflict. Animal blood is the payment. Paying compensation and offering true repentance are the basis of these rituals. The rituals draw a line under the past and enable the men and the clan to move forward. Ruot Otinga is the head of Dominic Ongwen's clan.
Here in Asholi, we have our way to finish when someone kills somebody. We have a law also. We have a regulation which Asholi can finish their problem. That's why we tell the ICC, why not you leave everything to us and we finish in a good way. And let the peace be here in Asholi for good.
Just as this man is earning forgiveness, so too, they say, could the alleged war criminal, Dominic Ongwen. In fact, forgiveness is already happening. Meet the woman who calls herself Dominic Ongwen's wife. Florence Ayot was a rebel herself for 18 years. Like thousands of former rebels, she's benefited from an amnesty act which builds on the tradition of forgiveness. She has an official card to prove it.
At first, I didn't understand, but then other rebel commanders explained what amnesty meant. And I understood I was forgiven. I could live a normal life.
Can an amnesty card absolve her? Well, there are extenuating circumstances. Like most rebels, Florence was abducted when she was a child. She says she was just 9. Tens of thousands of children have been taken as fighters, servants, or sex slaves for the LRA commanders. At 13, Florence, like all abducted girls, was given to a commander as a so-called wife. She also became a senior rebel in her own right. When her first commander was killed, Florence was passed on to Dominic Ongwen. She had 2 children with him. Then, one day, her eldest child from her previous commander was shot and killed. Fearing for the lives of her other children, she ran away from the LRA. Now she takes in other people's washing to survive and waits in hope for Dominic to join her. Amnesty is his right, she says, because he too is innocent.
Dominic used to tell us he was abducted when he was very young.
Everything he did was in the name of Joseph Kony, so he's innocent.
But even the amnesty cannot cancel the ICC arrest warrant against him. Back in the village of Pajong, the church of St. Janani Luwum worships in the local primary school. They're singing today of being saved from the evils of Satan. But Esther's determined to do more than pray to God for help. With no man to support her, she's struggling to provide for her 2 surviving children. Her son has just dropped out of school for lack of money.
Watering can. Again?
But in the main town of Gulu, in Form P1 of the Holy Rosary Primary School, Dominic Ongwen's little girl, now out of the bush, is learning English. The indicted war criminal's daughter is aptly called Mercy.